Just 48 hours before taking to the WrestleMania stage for the last time, John Cena returned to SmackDown for his last bit of hype for his match against Cody Rhodes. His appearance headlined a jam-packed episode of SmackDown, which also featured the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the Street Profits defending the tag titles, and the final hype for the biggest show of the year. And we kick things off with Seth Rollins, who said he's willing to sacrifice everything to defeat Roman Reigns and CM Punk to ensure the future of the business heads in the right direction. He told fans in the opening segment, the visionary spoke to the WWE Universe, telling of the sacrifices he's made for the company, including being at WrestleMania 40 last year to save Cody from Reigns while his stepdad was at home dying of cancer. Intensely personal promo that earned him the respect of fans in Vegas. It was a perfect character story that has lacked stakes, one that's conveyed to live and viewing audiences how important the contest is to Seth. A great way to kick off the show. Before we start things off with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, featuring wrestlers such as Phoenix, Nakamura, Gable, Kaiser, Miz, Andrade, Hayes, Carlito, Pretty Deadly, The Creeds, R-Truth, LWO, Dragon Lee, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, Theory, Grayson Waller, Otis, Tozawa, Karrion Kross, Humberto, Angel and Santos Escobar. There we go, got 3 names. Later in the Battle Royal, pre-match favourite Fenix looked to be on his way to the biggest win of his young WWE career when El Grande Americano emerged from out of nowhere to trip him up and eliminate him from the contest. With that battle down to familiar foes Hayes and Andrade, fans inside the T-Mobile came alive for the resumption of the rivalry, counters and reversals to find their brief back and forth before Hayes dumped a Lilo out of the win to score arguably the biggest win of his career so far. It's a fun battle royal with tons of little stories, and Hayes winning was great, and I feel like hopefully it'll be the opportunity for him to kick on throughout the year. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Moving on into how does one wrap up the build of 2 of the 4 women's matches by including them in one segment, of course. That's basically what this bit of the show was. While some will argue Triple H's approach to the final hype for the Women's World Championship Triple Threat and JV Newman is somewhat lazy, it actually meshed both programs together in a way that made sense. Naomi interrupting Belair and questioning her loyalty since the EST ignored her texts and calls made sense due to the disconnect that between them since she attacked Cargill. Then Cargill interrupted, noting led to chaos with all women, with Sky reminding the world why she is a champ. With the creative leading into a 3-way that's been lacking, it's fine to shine a light on both matches, and yeah, I'll be paying both close attention when the bell rings. Moving on into the Tag Team Championship match between Street Profits and the Motor City Machine Guns, there was a third team in a long-running rivalry that left with the titles in this one, surprisingly. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano jumped the guardrail late in the match, attacked the combatants, drawing a no-contest finish before absconding with the gold. The booking here would suggest a triple threat match if the gold is incoming. In fact, after the commercial break, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis announced a TLC match for next week's show between the 3 teams. Still, this is a pretty bait-and-switch tactic, and the crowd that they know during Aldis' announcement booing the next week part, because yeah, obviously this has been a great match to have on Mania, but you know, to get to it, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10. One day before the start of WrestleMania, Randy Orton doesn't have an opponent for the show of shows, and he basically begged someone to answer, and I think they probably will. And after the break, Zelina Vega looks to go 2-0 against Chelsea Green in consecutive wins, and she did just that, using Green's mounting frustrations against her and delivering a middle rope code red to score the pinfall victory. One would assume this will set up a championship match in the near future, but considering how happily the particular title has been booked since December, it wouldn't be particularly surprising if they didn't. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Probably last week's match should have been enough, but here we are continuing with it, and just hope we get to that match soon. Before Jacob Fatu looked to send a message to LA Knight ahead of their WrestleMania match, attacking the Megastar and during a disqualification to his match with Solo Sikoa, Braun Strowman made the save, and that of course led to a tag team match. It was high energy, highlighting all 4 superstars and ending with Knight sending Fatu into the commentary table, then pinned Sikoa to score the victory for his team. This was a nice showcase for the competitors and the upcoming US title match, but not one that can be distracted by how rapidly and fast Sikoa has fallen from his run at the top of the company. Not 6 months ago, he was a centrepiece of the Blue brand. Now he misses WrestleMania, side character, and Fatu's big weekend. After the match, a confident women's champion sat down with Wade Barrett and talked about a match with Charlotte Pryor. She said she's better recently and she feels bullied by her early confrontation with the Queen. Good little promo, and I thought good match too, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Before we got LWO versus American Made, born on the events of the Andre the Giant Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix battled Gable, the Creed brothers in a 6-man tag action. A fast-paced, high-energy, high-flying match ensued, especially down the stretch. Lee and Phoenix showed out during the stretch, with the latter scoring a victory with Meteora. Unfortunately, the attention in the arena turned to the Hall of Fame and Mysterio, who was attended to by medical staff and needs to be carried out of the arena. If he is seriously injured or forced to miss a match with El Grande Americano after months of feuding, it will be a massive disappointment for the performer himself, considering what he's built with Gable. So yeah, fingers crossed he's all alright, but I thought the match itself was really good, so I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. But yeah, obviously prayers up to Rey Mysterio. Before our main event segment, does Cody Rhodes have the guts to do what is necessary to win, or will he stay loyal to the fan? It's a question John Cena asked the world champion in the last verbal exchange before the WrestleMania main event. Rhodes responded to his opponent condescending words with a few verbal knockouts of his own, winning over the crowd, probably 60-40. The crowd's dynamic revealed what may be an interesting reaction to Sunday's main event, with more in favour of Cena than WWE may have expected. How that will affect the potential appearance by The Rock and the impact of any outcome, we'll have to see. For now, there's another entertaining verbal segment while Cena making his point and laying out the narrative, while Rhodes fought back a few bombs of his own before countering an attitude adjustment and delivering crossroads to put an end to the segment. And overall this week, SmackDown gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, it's a much better hard sell for WrestleMania than Monday Night Raw was, especially with the appearance of Cena. Still with the major angles and booking decisions already in place, it felt like a relatively safe show and didn't really convince fans. Well, I thought we did get some good matches in there. It's fun to see the Battle Royale. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.